This is Larry Jordan, the host of the Digital Production Buzz. The following interview is an excerpt from a recent program. To hear the entire program, visit digitalproductionbuzz.com. Zane Pond is a successful LA-based comedian who tends to explore creative limits in his comedy as he performs it regularly at the Comedy Store. He's also a newcomer to Los Angeles, which can be a challenge in itself. Hello, Zane. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
We are talking to you. We are already having a better day than we did before this conversation started. It's good to have you with us.
Thank you, thank you.
Zane, would you describe yourself as an actor or as a comedian, and do you see a difference between the two?
Oh, of course. To answer the first question, I would have to say I definitely identify more as a comedian than as an actor. And the reason I say is comedy is my way to be free, to let kind of take all my emotions and just put them into words and spew them out in front of people. And when you're acting, you're taking upon someone else and presenting a broader audience. And I feel comedy is definitely more of who I am. And I really enjoy comedy. And as far as acting goes, it's something I've just started to do. And I want to learn as much as I can before I can say I'm an actor, you know.
As you look back on it, what was it that helped you to decide that you wanted to be a performer? What was the triggering moment?
For me, it was, you know, just getting up the courage to get in front of a stage and just get in front of a group of people. And I remember the first time I did comedy was in front of about 20 very close friends. I cooked a meal so that I could get them to come, because whenever I cook, people come. And then I surprised it on them that I was going to do a comedy show. And I made fun of all of them, one by one. And, some of these are online, some of them aren't. And I just love the laughter. I mean, Robin Williams used to say, you know, he hated performing in front of, you know, just a camera. But when you have 20 people feeding off their energy, there's nothing better than that. And that's what really drives me. It's just to take a room and just, you know, and I love going to a show where the room is dead or they're not responsive, and just going and waking up the entire room. There's no better feeling than that in the world. And that's your answer.
What was it like that first time that you went to that room without the 20 friends there? There were lots of people who were not your friends.
Oh, of course. You know, my favorite thing is to see the people's faces who I mortify the most. You know, because you always see that one couple somewhere in the middle of the crowd, and the woman's just like,
yes.
or the you know, and I love watching them, because as much as you hear the laughter, you don't really see it. You can only see the people that, you know, you probably piss off the most. You know, but that's the Comedy Store. The Comedy Store is where you go and you just get people that enjoy comedy listening to comedy. And another comic told me once, you know, if you go more than 30 miles outside of L.A., you get a real audience, you know, that laugh at everything you say and they think everything's funny. But in L.A. and at the Comedy Store, you're dealing really with people who love comedy, and you can't just go up there, say a few jokes, and expect people to laugh. You really have to bring your A game, and that's what I love about it. It's like a university for comedians.
But I want to talk about how you move your career forward. So there's a career component to this conversation, but I just want to follow up on one thing. Your comedy emulates Don Rickles, is the first person that comes to mind.
Yes.
And there's a fine line between comedy and insulting people, between making them laugh and making them feel uncomfortable. How do you balance on that line? Because it's so easy to go over.
One of my favorite techniques is to make fun of myself first. My comedy comes as being a young, gay, fat kid, you know, growing up, which is one of the hardest things you can do. And, you know, always seeing the brighter side of things, the lighter side of things, really helped me through a lot of that. I didn't really understand it at the time. But it's all about perspective, and it's about, you know, being able to make fun of yourself as well. You know, if you say something that's borderline offensive, but they think you're just saying it to say it, they're not going to laugh. But if you really bring the audience through your eyes and how you look at things before you do something like that, it really makes them understand it, and they can see the brighter side, the funny side about it.
Were you the funny guy in high school, though?
I was a class clown, yes. I cannot sit in front of 30 people and just be quiet. It's either my ADHD and my knee smacking against the bottom of the desk, or it was just making funny comments because, I can't keep focused unless there's something fun going on with it.
Did you come out? Did you come out as gay in high school and make fun of that?
No.
So you didn't. But you
None
were
of
a
my
class
friends
clown.
do. Well, there's lots of things you can make fun of besides being gay. I mean, there's lots of different things. But for me, coming out in high school was a scary thing. The first couple of years of being gay, you don't want to be gay. You want to be normal. And in high school, especially when you have feminine qualities, it's like they used to tell you guys can't cry. And I would always cry. And I wouldn't really understand why guys couldn't cry. It's like, wow, how is a girl going to like me? How is somebody going to like me if I cry? I'm not masculine. So I tried to project as much of a masculine image as possible. And I really didn't feel comfortable coming out in high school. But the second that ended, I got out of high school, it just came out of me quicker than, a fart after a Burger King.
Awesome.
I want to shift gears. You're relatively new to Los Angeles, and probably the classic Hollywood story is they come to L.A. and they become an instant star, whereas the reality is people come to L.A. and they disappear without a trace. How do you grow a career in L.A.? You
work really hard. And for me, it's all about building a fan base, building a brand. If you do 20 shows and after 20 shows, you don't even have 2 people coming back to see you or 2 people that recognize you, you're not doing your job. You have to leave a mark. When I go up into a show in the Comedy Store, I want to be the best comedian in that room. I want to take a room and I want to take it through a journey. And I want people to feel that. And I feel that if you can do that on a good stage, there's nothing more important than that. And even as hard as I've worked, I still have so much more to go. There are so many people that have worked a lot harder than me, and they don't really understand the concept of branding. And I know that if I work just as hard as them, as long as them, I can go very far.
Can a good joke kill 100% of the time, no matter what the audience is?
No.
Okay.
I mean, actually, I take that back. Do you want to hear one?
Sure.
If Donald Trump was black, he would be Kanye West. Obsessive, narcissistic, and married to plastic. And I opened my show for about a month with that joke. And what's funny is I used to say that before the whole Kanye West, I want to be president speech at the VMAs. I had said that for the first time about a week before that. And that joke always kills. But it's very rare that you same joke. I mean, I remember I did 2 shows in the main room about 2 months ago. And the first one I did, I had the entire room under my spell. And the second one that I did, I only got about half the room. Same set, same thing, different audiences.
Yeah.
And it's really important to understand your audience before you go on stage.
It is so hard being a comedian. It is so hard. I mean, those nights where you're just going to kill, and the other nights where you're just going to die.
I remember I bomb sometimes. Everybody bombs. The key is just like anything else in this life. You can fall hard. You can fall soft. But if you don't get back up and keep going, no one cares. No one cares. Seriously, I think I bombed last Saturday at a show. I just went off and I insulted everyone. And got about 2 minutes of laughter, and then I started relating L.A. to Vietnam.
Vietnam. This must have been in Orange County.
And after that joke, the crowd turned on me. And for the rest of the show, I had like dead silence. And, I got off stage. I drink. If I bomb, took a shot of Fireball. I went back up and I said, now I know what I need to work on, the last 2.5 minutes of that set. And if I work on that last 2.5 minutes, I won't have to do this again.
Man, you picked a tough life.
Yeah, it is. So let's go back to your career again. Is it, when you're marketing yourself, is what you do on stage most important, or is it positioning yourself to get the next gig? How does a comedian get themselves started?
You bring people to shows. That, or you do countless numbers of open mics. I mean, I have friends that do 10, 15 open mics a week. They can't get booked at the Comedy Store because they're newcomers and they don't know how to bring people. And a lot of comics hate on it. But the truth is, if you have a crowd of people that love you enough to come out every week and see you, that tells you something. And it also shows the Comedy Store something, because it shows, hey, you can build something. If I've only been doing this 3 months and I can bring 10 people to every show. I did a show in the main room. I brought 20 people. I think I brought more than anyone else in that night. And that's how I like to keep it, because it's money. At the end of the day, it's money. They don't want to develop new people. They don't want to, spend money on you. But if they know you generate money, they're going to want to invest in you. So it's really a combination of being smart business-wise and funny-wise.
Do you have an agent?
No.
You will. You will.
I know. For me, to tell you the truth, I don't think it's important at this stage.
How come?
Because I don't have a brand. The best thing for my career right now is to go on the road with another comedian.
Well, I saw that YouTube video that you have up, which talks about, do I sound gay? Do I look gay? That kind of stuff, which is somewhat of a brand.
It is. And for me, I'm a very interesting gay, as you call it. I'm very masculine, but I can always go off like this and be super feminine with you. And I love to do both. And for me, it's a character. And I want to build that character. But the thing is, agents don't want to talk to you unless you're making money.
Yeah. And
the most important thing you can do is have exposure and to hone your craft. This is my time to hone my craft. This is my time to get exposure. An agent might want to work with me, but how are they going to how would I be able to market myself? You need to really find someone who believes in you and wants to invest time in marketing you and branding you. And I think that's much more important.
You know what? I'll tell you what.
Find it very confusing. Oh, I need to age.
What's going to happen is you're going to kill one night. There's going to be that right person in the audience, and that person in the audience is going to take you on, and then you'll be all right. It's just like you're doing right now. You're just honing your craft, and one of these nights you're just going to kill, and somebody's going to be there.
Thank you.
Well, that's the way it works.
Yeah, I actually have had something like that happen to me. I won't say the name or the agency or anything, but hopefully down the road I can work with someone that really believes in me and wants to take me to that level, because there's nothing more than I want to do than promote positivity through comedy, and believe it or not, positivity through insult comedy.
Well, Don Rickles did it.
And he's my idol. He is the one I look up to the most. And I feel he bridged a lot of gaps. And in this generation, we need someone like that.
But I think we all love confrontational comedians. We love confrontation, and we respond to that.
A lot of people, though, especially right now, is racism in L.A. and political correctness. It's really a big deal.
Yeah.
And it was big back then, I'm sure. I don't know. I wasn't around for it. But now it's really, really big in L.A., and I don't like it. And
Nobody does. We need to talk more about that, too.
I love everyone. Believe it or not, I don't even like white guys.
Neither do I.
Zane, for
neither does Larry.
For people,
I'm speaking for him.
For people that want to be able to join the posse that follows you from one gig to the next, where can they go on the web to learn more about you?
Facebook, Instagram, Zane Pond.
Yeah, go to his Facebook page, folks. That's where you'll find links to his YouTube videos and everything else.
And the person's name that we're talking to is Zane Pond, Z-A-N-E-P-O-N-D. Zane, thanks for joining us. This has been a great chat.
Good luck to you, my man.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you'd like to see more videos like this one, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. To stay connected and receive updates from The Buzz, sign up for our free weekly newsletter now. Or you can learn more about us on our website. And thanks for watching The Digital Production Buzz.